If you look at primates that are our genetic relatives, they don't use those stuff, and they're healthier than people. They have less cancer rate. Cancer rates are through the roof. Depression rates are through the roof. A lot of illnesses are through the roof. Stuff are not getting better for health.
So let me get this straight. You want us to live like gorillas then?
I want us to live without cars and pollutants. I want us to live in
Like a gorilla?
in a sustainable manner. I want us to live in a sustainable manner, and I'm saying that gorillas are proof that we can do that.
David Menzies for the Rebel.media here in downtown Toronto at King and Bay, the heart of the financial district. And, well, it's another day. It's another protest by Extinction Rebellion. They've shut down yet another intersection in the city to protest the climate crisis, or is it the climate emergency? I'm not sure what they're calling it these days. However, I am pretty sure that they are defeating their purpose because I see hundreds of cars, thanks to the gridlock, idling in traffic. And of course, when an engine idles without moving, that's the worst kind of emissions there is. Anyways, I'm going to attempt to wade into this rebellion and find out what it is that they're hoping to accomplish.
We, in alignment with our conscience and our reasoning, declare ourselves in rebellion against our government and the corrupt, inept institutions that threaten our future.
What is the purpose of shutting down intersections of traffic at rush hour?
The purpose of shutting down intersections at rush hour has nothing to do with having a climate, a climate strike. So basically, everybody should be stopping what they're doing on Friday to say, government, we're not going to keep fueling your economy if you keep killing us, or if you're not putting in regulations to stop everybody from killing us. So there's a handful of people? A handful. That's what we have. It's a handful, okay? A handful of people who care about the environment. And me and my friend here as we're walking down the street. That's it. Look at everybody else. Drones for the system.
The cars idle, and you were saying the cars idle. What I see is that the engines shut down when they come to a stop, and then they start again when they take their foot off the brake.
Oh, is that right? Is that how a car operates? Is that how an internal combustion engine operates?
Show me cars that are idling.
Well, if you look right behind you, sir, you'll see plenty of them, and I see emissions coming out of the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Do you think even climate change has a basis in science? Yes,
I think the climate's been changing since the beginning of the planet. I would question how much of a factor man has in terms of the climate change process. Yeah, I mean, I think there's other factors at play. That's my belief.
So you're saying the giant hole in the atmosphere, that was just made up. You know what I mean? At that point, that was just made up. Record climate change, when you're talking about heat, when you're talking about record levels of insane heat and drought all across the planet, right? What do you think global warming is? Oh, that's right, because what conservatives will do, right? Well, they'll say global warming, well, it's cold over here, it's warm over here. That's not global warming, bro.
Would you consider what's happening in Alberta in terms of the production of oil worse than how the Saudis handle their oil industry?
I would, yes.
Really? Okay.
Because, first of all, I don't know if you know anything about the tar sands. Do you know what it is?
Yes, I'm aware of that, but I can tell you, well, It's
forest, and then they kill all the trees, and then the layer of soil is enriched with oil. They have to separate it, okay? And they use all these chemicals, and they call these tailing ponds, which are supposed to be in things that are not supposed to leach into the environment. But are you going to tell me something that's as big as Lake Simcoe or bigger is not leaching into the environment? You know what Mother Earth did? Mother Earth caused a fire in that whole area. What's the name of that place? What's it called?
Fort McMurray?
Fort McMurray burned. And why? Because Mother Earth said no more.
What would be the alternative for what we have today?
Well, I mean, 150 years ago, we were living for tens of thousands of years, has the alternative of having no cars. So obviously, there is an alternative. The alternative is how we were living before cars.
But that's the thing, sir. We didn't live as long as we do today. We didn't live as healthy as we do today. There were other kinds of pollution in cities when you didn't have the automobiles, such as horse manure, literally piling up. So is that the kind of society you're suggesting we move forward with?
People didn't always master horses as well. This is kind of a new thing too. A lot of those stuff that you're describing, if you look at primates that are our genetic relatives, they don't use those stuff and they're healthier than people. They have less cancer rate. Cancer rates are through the roof. Depression rates are through the roofs. A lot of illnesses are through the roof. Stuff are not getting better for health.
So let me get this straight. You want us to live like gorillas then?
I want us to live without cars and pollutants. I want us to live in
Like a gorilla?
in a sustainable manner. I want us to live in a sustainable manner, and I'm saying that gorillas are proof that we can do that.
There were something like 5 mass extinctions before man was on the planet, was there not?
Okay, and what do those mass extinctions have to do with man-made climate change?
What the point I'm making is that since there was no man to make man-made climate change over all these millennium, therefore maybe there are indeed other factors at play that create climate change.
Yeah. But the funny fact about how the dinosaurs died is they died because a meteor hit the planet. That caused climate change. But what that was not a phenomenon based out of human-made error, or let's say human-made ignorance.
So you're making my point for me.
No, because what you're saying is there's 5 other extinction level events. Okay, sure, but none of those have to do with what all of this is about. The entire system is built on oil, right? And we have to make massive oversight change, or our planet is we're
Isn't that good that we have oil? I mean, it heats our homes in the winter, it powers our vehicles.
Oil was good when it was economically feasible and it wasn't destroying the planet. But it's destroying the planet, and there are other scientific ways that we can power all of this.
How do you heat your home in the wintertime then?
I use gas.
In terms of tangible solutions, aside from windmills and solar, do you have anything?
I mean, I don't know, I'm no scientist.
So after taking in more than an hour of the rhetoric being spewed here by the Extinction Rebellion folks, what have we learned? Well, some want a creation of a citizens' assembly that would presumably supersede democracy to change the rules to bring about their agenda. Others want us to go live like primates. Maybe the gorillas have a more of a stress-free existence than we do with all our cars and office towers and whatnot. And of course, there was the de rigueur gloom and doom that we must end oil production and oil pipelines, or else the planet will die. Funny thing is, though, a lot of the people here make use of products that come from the petrochemical industry. And the other perversely ironic thing is that keeping cars gridlocked in traffic creates the very worst type of emissions that you can get from an internal combustion engine. But when it comes to the loony left eco movement, what do the facts have to do with anything? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, if you like that report, please like and subscribe and never miss another Rebel video.